Hey everybody, it's your man James, back again here with some more comic book reviews for you. Today we're going to take a look at Amazing Spider-Man 299 from 1988 by Dave Michelinie and Todd McFarlane. First of all, we got this incredible McFarlane cover, just totally action-packed, and got the classic spaghetti webs that have now become a trademark for the character. You got some great action with him, Spider-Man teaming up with Chance, lots of great detail, so definitely the kind of cover that the white background really makes the characters, of Chance and Spider-Man really stand out, and draws your eyes right into it, so you're right in the thick of the action. So definitely a very well done cover, the kind of cover that makes you definitely want to pick up that book when you see it on the stand. And as for the story, basically what happened is in the previous issue, Spider-Man ended up fighting against Chance, who was trying to steal a cache of weapons from the military, and he got away with them. And so Spider-Man has been trying to track Chance down to recover those weapons, little realizing that Chance was working for a group known as the Life Foundation. And here he is on top of a truck here where he believes the Chance is hiding out inside, which he technically is, but not quite in the way he thinks he is, because as we found out last issue, Chance got double-crossed by the Life Foundation, and he's now their prisoner, not their employee. But of course, Spidey doesn't know this, and so when he tries to stop them, cop confronts him, says, do you have any proof? And blast, I could rip the doors off the van and show him, but Chance might come out shooting. I don't suppose you'd take my word. That does it. Move it out, driver. As for you, Hotshot, next time get your facts straight. So the classic Spider-Man luck there, the old Peter Parker luck, dealing with the authorities. So Spidey heads back home, and we get some time with the newly married wife. So we got that going on, and so she sees, and then we get more plot with the Life Foundation. We kind of learn what their deal is, and here's a great scene. Peter going out in the town with Mary Jane, and you can see right here. Look there, Eddie. Hi, Eddie, the comedian. You know him? Sure, he's a real sweetheart. Once you get past his bodyguards, right there, Eddie Murphy. That's who they're referring to, Eddie Murphy. And then here's Paul Schaefer from the David Letterman show, just hanging out. Just nice little Easter egg there for those of us who grew up in the 80s. We all know who those characters are. We know who those people are, and Peter right here. Wow, I may never fit into Mary Jane's world completely, but it sure is a fun place to visit once in a while. So then we find out that the whole reason that the Life Foundation double-crossed Chance is because their plan is to create condos for the super rich and elite in case of a nuclear holocaust. And they have a private force that will protect them from anybody who would try to break in and in the event that happens. But then they realize that, well, we have no way of controlling our forces if they decide to rebel against us. So they want to take Chance's weapons and find ways to mass produce them for themselves, so that way they can have control, keep their forces under control if they need to. And of course, Chance, we brought you here in order to duplicate your wrist blasters and ankle jets. However, our scientists can't seem to find any trigger mechanisms. They're obviously acted cybernetically, but we haven't been able to discover the precise method. Our resources are vast, and you would be wise to tell us exactly what we want to know, while you're still relatively undamaged. For I assure you, one way or another, you will tell us. Want to bet? Just some classic bravado, classic tough guy bravado. Love that stuff. So again, we got more personal time with Peter. He's still troubled not being able to find Chance. So he takes a little bit of info that he got when the truck driver said who he was working for, and uses that, heads of the Bugle to try to find some information, and then find some more at his school that he'll be attending, and he finds out that he has a place up in Jersey, and so Spider-Man swings into action. Got some great swinging shots here, Spider-Man, some of the classic spidery poses. But then he realizes, I can't just step in there, because they got all kinds of security. So he has to sneak in, all stealthily. Great shot right here, him rolling and going into hiding. And he ends up finding Chance through the tracker he put on him, and then Chance gives Spider-Man a lowdown on what happened and why. And I love this bit here when he tells him, what the whole point is. For protection, they hired a private army and equipped them with weapons they had me steal. But there was a hitch. Being the only ones armed, those protectors might decide to take over. So the Life Foundation thought to equip themselves with my wrist blasters, to police the police, so to speak. Rather brilliant, making Calamity pay like that. Too bad they just didn't ask for my help. I might have bought in, just classic. Yeah, I love the character of Chance for stuff like that, and so Spider-Man finds a way to help him get out, and suddenly they got guys coming in, and it's like, truce, and so they got to go to truce, and even Spider-Man notices it himself. Terrific. I came to capture Chance, ended up fighting alongside him. And they say politics make strange bedfellows. You got some classic Spider-Man action, the action poses, the rubbery body, Chance going all out, blasting away. And then, hey, watch your lasers. Those are crates filled with ammunition. I know. Drake made a wager and lost and didn't pay. You'd be wise to grab a hold of me, web slinger. I'm about to show these pikers what it means to renege on Chance. And it's just excellent. Look at that great splash image right there. That is superb stuff right there. So, the Life Foundation is defeated, and Spider-Man and Chance are about to go their separate ways, but, he, in the interest of thanking him, you could say, for saving his life, he decides to give Spider-Man a ride back. And so, off they go before their truce comes to an end. Then we come to the real reason the issue is so revered. Mary Jane shows up at the apartment. She thinks she sees Spider-Man, but, well, we all know who that is. This is a great issue. This is a classic Spider-Man. You see the action. You got the humor. Where, he's laughing about having to team up with the guy he came to capture, and all this stuff. You got the Easter eggs of the 80s characters, the celebrities. It's very much of its time, but yet still somehow timeless. Dave Michelinie always I think was probably one of the best Spider-Man writers of the era. So and of course Todd McFarlane, you can't go wrong. You got inks in this though by Bob McLeod. And sometimes it works really well, like right here. The Spider-Man stuff, whenever he's in costume, is always great. But then when it comes to the more, personal side, you notice you don't see as much detail as you do, like, on the cover where McFarlane inks himself. You can see looking at the faces here versus looking at the faces here. And, that's because at this point McFarlane hadn't quite fully developed the rendering style he's so well known for nowadays. This is sort of like, proto-Genesis Todd McFarlane, when he's getting inked by someone like Bob McLeod, who's much more of a classic, more slick style. He's not a highly super detailed artist the way McFarlane is. So, it's going to blend out, I think, probably a little bit of that detail that maybe McFarlane himself might have been putting in these sequences here. But overall, it's still very good work. You got lots of great shots, like this when you see the inside of the Sanctum Maximus from the Life Foundation. even a scene like this, you know, with him in front of a computer looking up stuff, you know, it's very well done work. But like I said, but it's always the Spider-Man stuff. It's the Spider-Man action, the Spider-Man wit. That's where the book shines. You know, right here. And of course, you know, in the end, you know, a new classic is born without even people realizing it at the time. So, yeah, overall I give this a 8.5 out of 10. Excellent issue. You know, it's definitely one that any Spider-Man fan should have in their collection if they're a fan at all. If you just like great action superhero adventure, definitely check this out. Early Todd McFarlane work. Only his second issue working on Spider-Man. You know, this is, and one of the few he did with him in the black suit. So, I mean, it's on every level. It's great. And for me personally, I love it because I love the character of Chance, the whole thing of a guy who wagers his bounties against loss or against failure or success. You know, it's just kind of interesting, makes a very interesting character. He's probably my favorite Z-list character of all is Chance. And so, you know, he was definitely handled perfectly in this story. So, yeah, definitely give this one a check if you can. And, you know, just be prepared to pay for it because these early McFarlane issues are not cheap, you know, and this one certainly wasn't for me either. So, but if you have the funds, if you have the luck, and you can go out there and get a copy, definitely check this out. This is what comics are all about, folks. Right here, this is what you want. This is what you want right here. So that'll do it for this review. If you liked what you heard, hit the like button there and give me a comment. And if you didn't like what you heard, give me a comment as well. Always want to hear what you got to say. And make sure to smash that subscribe button so you never miss another review or anything else on the channel. And until next time, take care.